It is a privilege and honour to do so. I just hope that so soon into our married life, I don't let Sue down. To start with, we'd like to say a big thank you for everyone here today. Thank you for all for choosing to share today with us, and we appreciate the sacrifices that have been made. Thank you all so much for your cards and gifts. I have to say a huge thank you for Beryl and Keith for all their hard work in helping us prepare for today, and especially to Beryl for helping Sue pick her dress. You have to admit, she looks stunning. Thank you also to Michael for giving Sue away to me, and to Neil for being our chauffeur. A big thank you to Hazel and Jim, and to Sue's closest friends in helping her through some very difficult times. An appreciation, we have a gift for you. Hazel, Jim, Beryl, Keith. Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry, Hazel, you're unmet with an accident. We'll have to order another one. Yeah. Beryl, stand up. Behind you. And Michael and Neil.
Get him ready, Bob.
I'd like to say a big thank you also to Artie for being the maid of honour, and a huge thank you for our beautiful bridesmaids, my new stepdaughter Stephanie, her best friend and adopted stepdaughter Ella, and also to Libby and Bethany, and not forgetting Jake, who's been a brilliant page boy. I'm proud to be your great uncle. And we have a little something for you as well.
You've got Mom, Stephanie,
yeah, they're in order.
He's out of order. He's out.
Mom, come on.
Best man's got to earn his keep. Yeah, all right.
Carry on
then. This bit's not scripted, so bear with me on this one. I'd like to say a huge thank you for my family. It's been a difficult few years, but Carol, Mick and Annie have been very supportive through what has been some troubled times. Can't thank you enough. Yeah. Finally, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Mark for being my best man. Apart from this bit, he's done an excellent job in helping the day run smoothly, and I couldn't have asked for more from my best man. There's a gift for you over there somewhere.
He's probably just giving it up.
And now, yeah. And now the one person in the room to which I owe the most thanks to is Sue. Thanks for all your efforts in coordinating our big day, your hard work, And preparation was outstanding. And she is half and your preparation was outstanding, and you should take most of the credit for what's been an incredible day. I'm sure you agree how stunning she looks today. We may have only been in a relationship for just over 2 years. We've known each other for more than 20. And I'm sorry for not taking you to see Simply Red in 1994. We would have saved everyone a lot of time and effort and done this 20 years ago. We've always been friends, and it's that love and friendship that makes us so strong. Thank you for marrying me. Thank you for making me the happiest and proudest man in the world today. I don't have to hope that our future together will be a happy one. I know it will be. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glass for a toast to my wife, my bride and joy, to Sue. Well, I could stand here and give you a load more stale old jokes, but instead I think I'll leave that to my best man. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mark Allen.
Jake? Where's your Jake? I forgot Jake.
Oh.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As introduced, I am the best man, and it's my job to deliver a speech full of witty comments and banter about the groom's past. Or maybe not. I'll admit to you that I was extremely nervous doing this today, and I'm sure people sitting on my table can smell the fear earlier. Sorry about that. But I did feel comforted by the fact that I actually had a test run of this at the local old people's home, in front of a live audience. I think it went well, because they all pissed themselves, apparently. Now, don't worry about my speech, it won't take long, because my throat. There's nothing wrong with it, but Sue threatened to cut it if it went on too long. And Richard threatened to cut it if I mentioned anything about the stag weekend. Before I begin, Sue, can you place your right hand on the table?
No.
Do it, please.
I will do.
Right hand. Richard, can you put your left hand on top of Sue's? All will be revealed in good time. For those of you who don't know me here, my name's Mark. For those of you who do know me, sorry about that. My full name is actually Mark, would you like a pint? So if you see me standing over at the bar later, feel free to come over and introduce yourself to me, but use my full name. I think you'd all agree with me what a beautiful ceremony it was today.
Yeah.
And a lovely spread of food that the staff done for us. So I'd like to say thank you to all the staff for that. It was a good ceremony, and I particularly enjoyed the part where Richard said I do, and I heard Sue whisper, "You better." Whilst looking into things into this speech, I also looked at weddings in general. I looked at the 3 key elements of the wedding service itself: the aisle, the longest walk you'll ever take; the altar, the place where 2 become 1; and the hymn, which is a celebration of marriage. I think Sue looked into the same thing as I did, because as she was walking up, I heard her sort of mention, "I'll alter him." I'll alter him. I would like to say as well that, however, that Sue looks beautiful today in that fantastic dress, and Richard mentioned to me earlier that he liked it too. Apparently it matches well with the kitchen. Well, that's enough of that. I'm going to give you a bit of marital advice now for the pair of you. I'm not sure I'm the best person to dish out advice, but I do have the following words of wisdom for the pair of you. Firstly, Richard, set the ground rules. Establish who is boss. Then do everything Sue says. Whenever you're wrong, be a man and admit it. Whenever you're right, just say nothing. Sue, you must remember that men are like fine wines. They start out as grapes, and it's your job to stamp on them until they mature into something that you'd like to have after dinner. By coincidence, women are like fine wine too. They start out fresh, fruity, intoxicating, and then they turn full-bodied with age and eventually give you a splitting headache.
That's not true.
Go on the women.
Richard, always remember to tell your wife those 3 important little words. You're right, dear. Remember the 5 rings? The engagement ring, wedding ring, suffering, torturing, and enduring. Richard, if you buy her flowers, she knows you're guilty. She'll remember the second time that you bought her flowers and the reason why. But that's enough of me blabbering on. It's heard enough now. So, finally, I asked Richard to put his hand on top of Sue's at the start of the speech. Well, as my final role as your best man, it is with great pleasure that I've been able to give you the last few minutes in which you will ever have the upper hand on Sue. So, can I all ask you please to be upstanding? Grab your glasses and have a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins. Here's to love, laughter, and happy ever after. That's it.
Mr.
Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins.